The Lexus GX has been a staple in the luxury SUV category since it was introduced back in 2002 with the GX 470. We saw it evolve into its second generation being the 460, and here today, the 2024 GX 550. That V8 that was powering the 470 and the 460, completely gone. Instead, we're now rocking a twin turbocharged V6. This is a body-on-frame vehicle with off-road capabilities, but it also brings an upscale ambiance. Its redesign looks very nice, very luxurious, so we're gonna talk about that today. We're gonna do a quick walk around of the exterior, we're gonna check out the engine, we're gonna check out the interior, and of course, take this thing for a test drive. So with that being said, let's get started. While the Luxury Plus trim is today's focus, here's how it compares to the other trims. Starting off with the Premium, then it goes up to the Premium Plus, Luxury, Luxury Plus, Overtrail, and Overtrail Plus. So the Luxury is going to be more of your everyday street driving, bigger wheels, not really too many off-roady features. That's going to be saved for the Overtrail models. You're looking at KDSS, rear lockers, and so on. Taking a quick look at the exterior, it's nice, it's boxy, it looks very sharp, definitely looking upscale. Now, it looks very similar to the new Toyota Land Cruiser, which shares a lot of similar components to the new GX 550. However, this being a Lexus, we're gonna find a lot more premium things to it. Now, the paint that we have it in is called Incognito. Looks very, very sharp, but you also have the choice of a few other colors you could pick from. Now, the GX 550 Luxury Plus has a way more modern look this time around. There's plenty of high-end touches, and it sits on 22-inch alloy wheels, which are bigger than those on the lower trims. These feature triple beam LED headlights with adaptive high beams. Now, what do you think of the new front end? Is it better looking than the later model GX 460s? I'm still on the fence. As we move to the side of the vehicle, we have power extending running boards to make getting in and out easier. The kiddos and wife will love that. I like the flush mounted door handles and aluminum roof rails, just keeping the design pretty dang clean. Now, size-wise, this vehicle has a 112.2-inch wheelbase, again, the same as the new Land Cruiser. An overall length of 197 inches and stands 75.4 inches tall with 8.9 inches of ground clearance. So, at 5,665 pounds, it's a pretty solid SUV, though this Luxury Plus trim does have the lowest towing capacity at just 6,780 pounds. For example, the Overtrail model tows 8,000 pounds. Coming to the rear end, looking at our liftgate, okay, this thing now opens traditionally. I would have much preferred to see them continue on opening it from the side, like my GX 460, or maybe even, the split tailgate, like the old Land Cruisers where you could actually have a tailgate. I think that would have been really cool, kind of a missed opportunity, but nonetheless, this is still pretty functional. You can push this little button, throw all of your groceries in, or all your shopping bags from when you drive this thing to the mall, whatnot. Shut that close. All right, very nice. So you'll notice we have our parking sensors down below here. So, our third row, as you can see, has been folded down. We're looking at 40.2 cubic feet of space, not too bad. Go ahead and fold the second row of captain's chairs down, you're looking at 76.9 cubic feet of space. I gotta say, when these third row seats are folded up, you're only looking at 10.3 cubic feet of space, which honestly is kind of laughable. But I mean, it's super easy, power operated for the third row, so you can shut them down, put all your stuff in there. And if you keep these down, you've got tailgating space. So you can climb back in here, hang out with the family. You got cup holders on the left, on the right, 2 USB outlets, one on each side. We got air vents up on top as well, and a 120 volt AC outlet. You can charge your speakers, maybe your air compressor, and just a whole bunch of other things. Very practical vehicle back here. All right, so opening up the hood here,
Check out how nice that opens. Very cool. Okay, so what's powering this thing? This is a 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. So a departure from that V8 that we all knew and loved from the 470 and the 460.
This engine makes 349 horsepower with 479 foot-pounds of torque. These numbers are pretty dang impressive, and you can definitely feel it when you're driving the vehicle. Now you pair that with the 10-speed automatic transmission, and this thing is buttery smooth and responsive. This vehicle is a full-time four-wheel drive vehicle, and it does feature a Torsen limited slip center differential. For fuel economy, you're looking at 15 miles per gallon in the city, 21 miles per gallon on the highway, for a combined 17 miles per gallon. Not the greatest numbers, but it is a pretty heavy and big SUV.
Now, compared to the new 250 series Land Cruiser, this interior is far superior. Definitely more upscale, soft touch materials. The cabin looks very attractive, but kind of what you expect from a Lexus anyway.
You're gonna hear me say this again a couple more times, but compared to the new 250 series Land Cruiser, this interior is far superior. It feels a lot more luxurious, which is kind of what you expect from a Lexus anyway, but there's lots of soft touch materials and the cabin looks quite expensive. We have a 14-inch touchscreen infotainment system, which is standard across all trims. It works very well, but personally, I would have preferred if the climate control wasn't controlled via touchscreen. I've just found in my experience that sometimes it can be a little challenging to adjust while you're driving due to the lack of feedback you get with a screen. But for this Luxury Plus model, you can expect to find a 21-speaker Mark Levinson premium sound system, which is just exceptional. It sounds fantastic. You also get a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, a digital rearview mirror, 360 view cameras, a heads-up display, USB-C charging ports, and a QI-compatible phone charger that works surprisingly well. All of these features are exactly what you'd expect from a luxury vehicle, and I'm happy to report they all work pretty dang well. Exclusive to this trim are these gorgeous 10-way power-adjustable semi-aniline leather seats with a hammy extension and a massage feature, not just for the driver, but for the passenger side as well. The seats are heated and ventilated as well. Now listen, I like the idea of massage seats, especially for a luxury vehicle, but they're going to be pretty expensive to repair. Lexus didn't skimp out on the rear either, as the second row features two captain's chairs that are also heated, spacious, and comfortable. As we look even further back, we have a power folding third row that allows us to fit 7 people comfortably in this vehicle. Now here's a look at the interior dimensions. Even though the third row is probably best for smaller individuals, the first and second rows offer plenty of space for adults.
My immediate first impressions with the GX is the power is definitely there. I know that was an issue for the previous generation for the GX. It was a little bit underpowered. It still had some torque, you know, it was still a naturally aspirated V8 engine. And when I got in this thing, I was skeptical. Even though I saw on paper the numbers looked pretty good, sometimes you gotta wait for a turbo to spool up. And in this thing, I don't really feel like I'm waiting for the turbo. I feel like the power is immediately there for me, and I really like that. The engine does seem like it's very strong, so I'm holding out hope. I love the way this thing drives. I mean, going around corners, the steering wheel's super light, the body roll is there, but I'd say it's really like an adventurous type of body roll. It drives very similar to the new Land Cruiser, but honestly, this gives you just a bit more punch.
The adaptive suspension, which adjusts based on the drive mode you're in, felt best in normal and comfort mode for my driving style. On the road, active noise control keeps the cabin quiet, and the heads-up display and digital rearview mirror make it very, very easy to stay focused on the road. The 360-degree cameras also make parking this big boat pretty effortless. It still drives like a body-on-frame vehicle, so you can feel the road a little bit more, but it still remains a solid and composed vehicle. It feels like I'm driving a tank, just a luxurious one, which is definitely not a bad thing. At the Collector Car Network, we averaged 15 to 16 miles per gallon in mixed city driving, which is about the same as my V8-powered GX460. The panoramic glass roof is just plain cool. using electrochromatic glass to switch from opaque to clear at the single push of a button. Something I've seen in high-end homes, and it's just as impressive seeing it here in this vehicle. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto work seamlessly, connecting automatically every time I get in the vehicle without any hassle. Visibility is solid, and I appreciate the blind spot monitoring for when I'm changing lanes. However, not all the driver assistance features are welcome. The driver attention monitor on the gauge cluster constantly went off, telling me to focus on the road even when I was already paying attention, which, as you can imagine, got annoying fast. I also wasn't a fan of the cross traffic alert, as it chimed every time I approached a stop or traffic light. While the tech in this SUV is very impressive, some of the safety features could be a little less intrusive.
This Luxury Plus GX 550 really does strike a good balance between luxuriousness but also some capability. I like the overall feel of the vehicle. I like the smoothness, the premium soft touch materials, the premium technology. It feels like a luxury SUV, and this being the top trim, the Luxury Plus, that's something that I would expect. So I would say it does check all of my boxes. However, this vehicle comes out to $84,485. Now that is for a fully loaded top trim vehicle like this one. Now, do you guys think that that price is too much? What do you think this vehicle should be priced at? I would love to hear down below in the comments. Now, another thing I have been seeing is a lot of people cross-shopping the Land Cruiser with the GX 550. If it was me, and I'm someone who likes to go off-road, I would maybe say the GX 550 over trail trim is the way to go over the Land Cruiser, because we found the Land Cruiser lacks just a little bit for kind of what you're paying, and I think if you pay just a little bit more, you get this and more. I would go for the GX 550, but we'll save that for review when we actually have the over trail. So that's gonna be the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you at home want to collect a car for yourself, visit our website at classiccars.com. That's going to be our online auction with over 38,000 listings live on the site. Don't forget about Auto Hunter. That's our sister website, and that's going to be our 7-day online auction. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.